morning. Thursday, an optimistic, hopeful day of the week, knowing that something relaxing is coming into play. There's a quote I read once, and it was, create a life that you do not need to have a holiday from, so that your life is good enough as it is. And I feel like, especially the retired students, they found a way to balance that so that it doesn't really matter if you're always working towards Thursday or the weekend. Today's reading is Spend Time with Others to Expand Your World. And this is more of a challenge right now because of the way we're set up in our isolation or lockdown. But we're so blessed to have so many forms of technology that still keep us connected. And we can still walk outside, we can still meet in the car, park side by side. People who are different from you often make good company. Time spent with others can expand your frame of reference, so you grow as a person. You become wiser for having entertained ideas that are different than yours, and more tolerant for having become exposed to unfamiliar ways of thinking and being around the world. You have the opportunity to bounce your thinking off of other people and to receive feedback that you wouldn't receive if you only had your own company, a new perspective. It's through invigorating friction of difference that we grow as humans. And imagine if you spent time with the same people all the time, watching the same shows, same Facebook feed, what would our life be? So we were talking about the different stages of, and now I've lost my article, on how we're stress. And it was feeling overwhelmed, it's not our fault. And yesterday we were on the second of 10, and what was it? It was, I'll just read the caption again, is vulnerable. Your attention is vulnerable to stress, threat, and a poor mood. So how attentive we are has a lot of factors. Your attention, number 3, is limited, and so is your working memory. So this is biology. Working memory is an essential partner to your attention. It's what allows you to do something with the information you focus on. It's what you use to need to hold something in mind for a few seconds. For example, remembering that a 6-digit confirmation code, composing a phrase in your mind as you tap out a text, or visualizing the route to a new location as you drive. So that keeps our attention focused. Think of it as a mental whiteboard, a temporary scratch space where you can jot down crucial information. But just like a real-life whiteboard, it's only so big. You can fit about 3 or 4 items on it before you max out the space. And it has one important quirk: it uses disappearing ink. Anything you write on your mental whiteboard starts to disappear within a few seconds, but if you want to keep it longer, you have to focus on it. In this COVID era, we're all running against the limits of our whiteboards all the time. We're spending a lot of our vulnerable and limited attention resources policing our instincts and behaviors, as well as overcoming impulses and habits. This sucks up our limited attention and our finite working memory capacity, leaving few cognitive resources for anything else. So, but if anything, we should use this time with limited things pulling our attention to maybe work on extending the length of time we can focus on something. I find what does help me is making a list. Instead of walking into a room and trying to accomplish whatever I think I need to do there, if I make a list, then I can focus on one thing at a time on the top of the list and cross it off as I go. Maybe closing the door to all the other rooms when you're doing something helps you keep focused on that one thing as well. Today I wanted to work on coming back to the bridge. We have let it fall by the wayside. For years, if you practice with me in person, we did it sometimes at the beginning to wake up the tailbone, sacrum area, bring some blood flow to that area, especially if you have a sore lower back. And then we would continue it always before legs up the wall and finishing in Shavasana. When we shifted to online learning, we unfortunately, me is the royal we, lost a few of the things that we did regularly that had a benefit to our health. So I thought I'll try to bring it back today because ultimately it's core engagement, core awareness, but helping the lower back. It's a universal issue. We're gonna come onto the mat, take your time laying down the spine. Just as important as how you get up is how you come down. We talk about each bone in the spine. Think of it as a pearl in a row of a pearl necklace. And finally, the head will be the last piece. Feet are the width of your hips, 1 or 2 fist width apart. Arms to the side, palms turned up. I'm going to keep them low 45 close by, so I'm not overstretching the shoulder girdle yet. Spread your fingers and anchor the nails down. Pressing the lower back down and then release a few times, noticing if there's tightness in your belly, your hip flexors. This is where I notice that rocking motion is inhibited at the beginning of my practice. And then let's engage the glutes to center, press the feet down and try to lift your hips up a little. Just a tiny bridge. And the big thing here is not letting the knees fall wide. By squeezing this imaginary block between our thighs, we're engaging all the muscles that help lift the weight of the pelvis, but we're not putting a strain on the lower back. And lower all the way back down. Release. Check in with the lower back. How's it feeling today? Feet root down, thighs squeeze to center, glutes squeeze to center, lift your hips up. Take a big breath, maybe chin slightly to ceiling, and exhale slowly down. Release. And one more time, feet press down, thighs squeeze to center, there's that isometric pressure. Glutes squeeze to center, offering your pelvis up to the sky. And exhale all the way down. Left thigh to chest, then right. Rocking side to side, massaging the lower back. And maybe circles. You decide what feels better. We'll take our knees to the floor on the left. Double leg spinal twist. Right shoulder opens to a T. I like the T because it gives me a chance to open up the upper back. Take a few breaths here. My feet are softly flexed and stacked. And then back to center, little boat, no hands. Knees to the right, double leg spinal twist, and I need to give myself some more space. Left shoulder open to a T. Check in with that shoulder. If you need to place a block between your knees to help the shoulder come to the mat, do this. These are tools to help your practice be your own personal practice. Turning and looking to the left hand. Back to center. Little boat or circles. Or egg beaters. Help the knees fall wide and pause here. Slowly close the legs, draw them in, and pull them wide again. Oh! And then we start to turn it into a variation of egg beaters. Checking in with the hips, maybe switching directions. Coming back to stillness, right leg in, left leg extend. And we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. Soft point to the toes, single leg wind relieving pose. You want to keep the shoulders down, drawing thigh towards you. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale, and the hand comes to the knee, taking right knee over. Single leg spinal twist, right shoulder heavy. Spread those fingers, engage the core, flex both feet. And back to center. Thighs to chest, little boat or egg beaters. Left leg in, right leg extends. Flex your feet. When you can't pull left thigh in any further, right hand takes left knee over, single leg spinal twist. Checking in with that left shoulder heavy. Fingers spread, anchor through the nails, flex both feet, and now the belly needs to be engaged. So there's this level of familiar, comfortable twisting, stretching, as well as resistance when we engage everything. Keeps our mind here, present. Back to center, thighs to chest, or egg beaters. Pulling the knees in tight, thighs together. Pressing lower back into the floor as you draw the thighs into your belly. Double leg wind relieving pose. Flex the feet, pressing the toes and arches together. Continuing to press that lower back deep into the floor. Legs pull wide and pause here. So when we have our legs wide, I can stay, or I can consciously press the knees a little wider with my hands to the inner thighs. You can choose stillness or rock side to side. Quite often our body takes what we need in any pose without me even prompting you. Hands come to shins. I'm going to pull those thighs in deep, please, like hands still wide. Wide double leg wind relieving pose, almost like a frog. Flex those feet. And then slowly come into the setup for happy baby. Maybe your hands come to the back of your thighs. Feet flex over the knees. Option to take your hands into the blades, onto the hands, and rocking side to side. Soles of the feet together. What's happening to your inner thighs? Some of us may bind around those blades if you can reach. A lot of factors: tightness, length of your arms, hip openness, and gently press your knees away to the opposite wall. I'm going to take my chin slightly to the ceiling to create that arc in my neck. And then releasing your feet to the mat, soles together, knees wide. Let's take our arms into cactus, reclined goddess. This one's for you, Franca. Close your legs, keep your arms in cactus, and take your feet to the sky. Let's point and flex here. Fan out your toes, roll out your ankles. Legs fall wide. Whew. And let gravity do some work here. I'm going to relax here. Let's close your eyes. Can you soften within this shape and take 3 breath rounds? Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Flex. 3 more breath rounds here unless it's killing you. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Close the legs. Left leg lowers. Oh, flex. We worked on those thigh engagements yesterday. Hands interlaced behind the right leg to support it. And let's point and flex a little here. I want to wake up the hamstring all the way down into my sits bone. Maybe roll out your ankle. Fan your toes. Maybe you want to massage any tension in the legs. And then we want to take the strap to the ball of the foot to really help us with this leg. Now notice when I don't do this, it affects the rest of my day. I've also started to try to remind myself to wear my Birkenstocks when I'm doing work in the kitchen to help the feet and the arches and lower back. And then just start to stir this leg. What's happening in the right side of your body today? Back to center, both straps in the right hand. Release that leg out to the side. So January is when a lot of people form New Year's resolutions. Is there anything that you've decided you want to do more of, or less of, or add to your life? Back to the sky, strap in the left hand, flex, and take it a little across the midline. I just set up January online book club. If you did not get an invitation and would like to be included, let me know and I'll add you to the Zoom list.
And the big feature will be one of Kim's friends, Sarah Bradley, sells some tea program. But anyways, what's it called? I can't remember. I'm sure it's a multi-level marketing, but people say the flavor of the tea is really good and the fact that you don't have to leave your house. But she's going to do a virtual tea party portion of our class, and there's a purging tea or a cleansing tea she's going to talk about because it's a new year. Take that back into your hand, let go, thighs to chest, little boat. You know I'm not normally a fan of multi-level marketing, but it was a friend of a friend. So feet in the sky, right foot flex and lower. Start to massage the back of this leg. Point and flex, roll at the ankle. And then let's take the strap to the ball of the left foot. Let it do the work. Pressing heel to sky, pause here. And choosing to stay still or start to stir this leg. Let's wake up the mobility, but at the same time we're stretching. Both straps in the left hand, releasing that leg out to the side, but we're grounding in the right hip, right glute. We don't want that side to tip. Option to take your right arm out to a T. There's that starfish or snow angel pattern. Back to the sky. Strap into the right hand. Let's take that leg slightly across the midline. Back to the sky, get rid of the strap, thighs and chest, egg beaters or little boat. So we haven't done our eye of the needle in a while. Let's take the feet to the mat, knees are 1 fist width apart, just a natural width of your hips. Right foot flexes onto left knee, and just press that right knee away. I think of it as like opening a gate. Maybe take your right thumb and massage the right hip flexor if there's any tension where your thigh and your hip meet. Then I want to take it a little further, lifting that left thigh towards me, right knee pushes away. So ultimately we're squaring off our hips, and it's that stretch as I press the right knee away. Not everyone's going to have this mobility in their right knee or right hip. And then hands, if optional, bind behind the thigh, drawing that thigh towards you. Some people go a little further and bind on the shin. I'm going to listen to my body, meet it halfway. 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Let's take that leg over, pull it in, shoelace, and then release, shake it out. Feet to the mat once more, fist width apart. Let's do the other side. Left foot flexes onto right knee. This is my dominant hip. I can completely feel the difference. So I want to give it a massage first. And then maybe gently press this away. Woo. And option to start to bring that right thigh towards you. Pause, 3 breaths here. Can I bind super tight? Inhale 1. Exhale, feet are flexed. Woo. Inhale 2. Exhale. And inhale 3. I think we should do this tomorrow. Exhale, smile. Left leg over right, stack the knees. Hands on opposite knees or shins and drawing those thighs towards your belly. Smile, 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And inhale 3. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Let's just roll onto our side. Close your eyes. Take a pause. 1 breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, hand comes in front of yourself, lifting yourself all the way up and coming into whichever form suits you. So some of us automatically go to extended child's pose. That's me. Some of us might do puppy, bum in the air, forehead down.
Some of us love wide leg extended child's pose. Heart towards the earth. And then coming back up. Okay, we'll do a quickie cat-cow. Palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Slowly looking forward, and then turning into cat. So tail drops. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And one more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Neutral. We do need to do our plank, step back, high plank. Head in line through spine. And I like to stare at my shadow, or the spot just above the top of my mat, between my hands, wherever you are situated. Notice the finger placement. So your power finger, or your middle finger, usually points forward. The wrist creases are usually in line with your mat, top line of your mat. There's an equal pressure of all the finger pads, the 4 points of the palm. And if my wrists get tired, sometimes I shift forward and back a little to find that sweet spot in the middle. Good job, 15 more seconds. You're always welcome to only do 30 seconds instead of a minute, or opt out. I saw Fern's lovely daughter working at No Frills in Aurora yesterday. Keep breathing, push the floor away if this is getting uncomfortable. And knees down, extended child's pose. And let's do one quick series of flowy cat-cow. I'm gonna tuck my toes, press bum towards my heels, look forward, chin to chest, come up to table or cat, pelvis forward, feet untuck, chest between your hands, look up. Press back down, cat, then bum to heels, look forward, cow. Chin to chest, cat, chest forward, pelvis forward, look up, cow, cat, bum to heels, look forward, cow. 3 more flows, your own pace. 1, 2, and 3. And press back into child's pose or extended child's pose, whatever's going to work for you. Tuck your toes, and let's make our way into a forward fold with bent knees so that everyone can be a part of this. Let your head go. Arms to the side wide, reach up. Lengthen, tiny arc behind you. Tiny arc to the left, center, tiny arc to the right, wide arm swan dive. Half back, fold, plant, and let's come to our knees and slowly lower the heart down. Almost like half of our flowy cat-cow. 1 breath, sleeping cobra. Tops of the feet press down. Lift up your chest, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog. Pedaling. Right foot forward, left foot back. High or low lunge. I continue to omit the low lunge because of my knees, just protecting them. Everyone's going to have a different variation of this. Hands in the sky, option to add an arc. Hands release, feet together. Fold, rise, heart center. Let's keep going. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, come onto your knees, heart to the floor, sleeping cobra. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog. Left foot forward, right foot back. Rise, high lunge.
Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Let's keep going. We do one more on each side. Inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, onto your belly, sleeping cobra, one breath. Pick up your head, baby cobra, press back, downward dog. Right foot forward, left foot back, woohoo! High lunge, hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. One more, excuse me. Last one, inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, come down to your knees and slowly lower your heart between your hands. One breath, sleeping cobra. Tops of the feet root down, chest rises, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog. Left foot forward, right foot back, high lunge. Press into that front foot. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Nice work. So if that flow didn't get you awake, I don't know. So we've been talking about bridge, and I would like to, we're gonna do a couple small things on the floor, but come back to really that simple idea of engaging everything to center to lift the pelvis. When I pull all my muscular energy into my pelvis and lower back and core, my chest has the space to open up. And I'm rooting to rise in the heels and the shoulders. We're gonna start with reverse table, and then we'll switch to reverse plank and finally finish with our bridges. So, reverse table, palms under the shoulders. My fingers point towards my bum or my hips, but some people prefer backwards. Everyone's wrist mobility is going to be different. Left foot bends so that the foot is under the knee when I rise. Knees are about fist width apart. And the effort comes from root to rise through the feet and the hands. Press into the floor, engage the core, engage the bum, and I like to leave my head in line with my spine, not dangling. Human nature would be to drop down, but I don't want to put pressure on the neck. To satisfy this whole pose, I want to engage the glutes and press the floor away. That final lift up, I know for some of you it's challenging the back of the biceps. Smile, look how open your chest is, and then slowly come back down. If that pose was difficult for you, analyze which piece. For some of us it's the upper body strength, for some of it's the hoisting of the lower back, the glutes and the pelvis. And I like to engage those glutes together to get that strength, also using the strength of my thighs. Also pushing feet down, so energy pressing down, hips rise. Maybe you want to practice it a few more times, or maybe you want to put a stack of pillows that reach hip height. Place it so the pelvis weight is supported and you can focus on the upper body opening. Next variation, reverse plank. Extending the legs out. Heels are about one fist width apart. Palms come back under my shoulders, nice strong arms. Some of you do use blocks to help. And I want to root to rise through the heel and the palm again. Two pieces. Shoulders roll back to open my chest so I can actually lift up. And then I also want to use the strength of my legs by rooting down through the heels to lift the weight of this pelvis, the densest part of my body. Palms press down, heels press down, my toes naturally turn on into a pada bandha. Press, roll the shoulders back, head in line through spine. 2 breaths here. Inhale 1, exhale, and inhale 2. Engage everything to center. Exhale. I could feel some limitation in my dominant arm shoulder, and because that side is rolling forward tight, my chest didn't want to open. You will focus on that tomorrow. Finally, we've come to our final piece of the class, the bridge. We are going to use a block. You're going to have that side by side. We'll explore a couple variations that don't use a block. What I like about the block is it takes the pressure off of the lower back and you get the chest opening, and it's more of a therapeutic or restorative variation. So, knees 1 fist width apart. Bring your bum as close to your heels as possible. And lay the spine down exactly how we started our class. Palms on the floor by your side. I like to start palms down because I use the palms as a bit of the root to rise portion. Let's take 2 breaths here, not even lifting that pelvis yet. We're just setting our bones in place. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And one more time. Feel the soles of the foot making contact with the mat as well as your palms. Shoulders roll back, press them down. Feel the hardness of your head pressing into the floor. Inhale 3. Exhale. One variation that is fun is using my arms as a lever to lift the weight of my pelvis up. So there's an alignment of breath and movement. It really is a vinyasa. Feet root down, arms rise, glutes engage, arms come behind. Lift your chin slightly. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Of course, this will not be your variation if you have shoulder mobility issues. Feet root down, glutes engage, hips rise, arms come behind if that's available to you. One last time, coming all the way down. Another variation is feet root down, press the soles down, hips rise. Some of you interlace your arms and press your forearms down. Mine are so tight today that it's not going to happen. Another option is bend elbows. I'm going to place them underneath my lower back. Don't love this option on my wrists. I'm going to come all the way back down. Next variation, bridge no blocks, but coming up in smaller increments. And this is how we used to always finish our class. Feet root down, squeeze the inner thighs and glutes to center, offer your pelvis up to the sky. Exhale down. This time I'm going to go a little higher so I can start to roll my shoulders under. Feet root down, thighs and glutes squeeze to center, hips rise, shoulders start to roll under. I like to keep my palms down. You want to make sure that the thighs are not splaying open, so I can feel that effort in the muscles between my inner thighs and knees, squeezing the center even though nothing's there. Release the shoulders and lower down. Some people will do the Iyengar version. Block between your thighs. Squeeze and rise. That's another variation. Chin lift slightly. We don't want to compress the back of the neck. Release and come down. Final variation. So you're going to pick one of these that resonates with you. Hips rise, so I can either have my block low, medium, or high. I'm going to start medium. See how it's going. Option to also take 2 blocks low stacked. Oh, that feels really good, opening the chest. And I might take it a little higher. Hips rise, turning my block to its highest level. Chin lift slightly, create that curve. This is really hard if you are a super flexible person. The tendency is to want to let the chin come to chest and flatten the back of the neck. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Inhale 1. Exhale. Smile. Inhale 2. Keep the knees aligned. Exhale. One more time. Big smile. Inhale 3. Exhale. Lift your bum enough to get rid of that block. Drop it to its lowest level and bring the hips to the block. One knee bends, then the other. And let's let them dangle for a moment. 3 breaths here, feeling the hardness of your pelvis pressing into the block. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And inhale 3. On the 3rd breath, I'm going to let my legs float up and relax. 3 breaths here, soft ankles, legs slightly together. Inhale 1. I can bring my arms to the cactus too if that feels better. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And on the 3rd, let the legs fall wide. 3 breaths here. Ankles soft or flexed, whatever feels better in your leg, inner thighs. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And inhale 3. Exhale. Close your legs. Actually, let's leave them medium wide, bent and dangling, 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And inhale 3. Exhale, close, and drop your feet. 2 breaths here, supported on the block. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale, get rid of the block. Lower the bum all the way down and draw your knees to your chest, rocking side to side, little boat. You have a choice. You can stay where you are, or I'm going to give us a reading. Actually, I'll do this one today. I'm going to come back into seated to listen, or you're staying in your Shavasana pose. What does the universe say to us today? These decks are always something fun to purchase. They're not tarot cards. They're literally just inspirational decks. This one's called Wisdom for Healing. On the Hay House website or Shambhala website, there's lots of different decks you can get. And what they are is they're just pulling out a reading each day to help you have a new focus. Oh, change direction. Interesting. Today's lesson, know that healing sometimes depends on the strength, willingness, and ability to change direction. Many people postpone doing so to fear or laziness, and then they wonder why they're not happy and healthy. Your goal is to make one solid, effective, healing choice by the end of the day that can positively change the direction of your life. It kind of reminds me of our 2 messages. Surrounding yourself with new people and new ideas so that you change. We're slowly always changing and improving ourselves and our thoughts. And then the other piece was making a conscious effort to make a change in our life. January is the perfect time in our culture. And it takes 3 weeks to make it a habit. So is there something truly subtle that's attainable? For me, for 30 days, I'm not eating sugar, alcohol, grains, legumes, or dairy. It's a lot, but it's quickly eliminating all the things that are weaknesses in our culture. Thank you so much for your effort today. The good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.